Are we live yet, man? I think we're live. Now, I don't have any cool-looking intro for you, but all I got is my brother's theme music, so here you go. I wanted to try something different, man. I wanted to try something different today, mainly because the NXT reviews don't really do that well, because there are a lot of idiots out there that don't watch NXT, and if you aren't watching NXT, you're a real idiot. I'm just letting you all know that right now. You're a real fucking goon. It's the best thing, not only in WWE, but in North America. You guys know that. But I've always wanted to go live. I know, you know how many people still, to this day, ask me to work with Joe and get back with Joe and do Out of Nowhere and just do something different. And I miss the live aspect. He's the king of that. There are other people in the community that do the live thing. I've always been such a perfectionist on editing and making myself sound good. I'm going to be worried how I sound after this goes to the feed. So hopefully I sound okay. I think I should. I spent over $1,000 on this new setup. I should be okay. But I do want to start incorporating some live shows into the schedule on the channel. Not every video, because that's not how I roll, but I would never jeopardize the integrity of the channel. It's always been about sound and me just being very visceral in what I say, and I feel like, you know, me being such a perfectionist, I can't really control that. So I do want to add at least one live show in the future. I'm not saying it's going to happen immediately, but in the future, I would like to add one live show with phone calls. Maybe it's NXT, maybe it's Dynamite, maybe it's a random Q&A where we just bullshit, but I definitely want to do that over the next coming months, so you guys have that to look forward to. But thank you guys so much for joining me here. We got almost 300 viewers live, and I appreciate all the live chat going on. Thank you guys very much. Super chats are open if you guys want to ask me any questions, or if you want to show your appreciation for the podcast, you guys can certainly do that as well. I tried to go live the other day playing my PlayStation 4, and my PS4 Pro died, literally live on stream. So the super chats that we accumulated in that 45 minutes, it paid for a new hard drive. So thank you guys very much for that. Took it in. Should be good to go on Saturday. Guy called me today, and he's like, dude, your hard drive sucks. I'm like, I know. That's why I brought it to you. So we're getting that fixed. But thank you guys again for everything. We're going to talk NXT. Keith Lee's the new North American champion. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but I felt like it was a little underwhelming. I don't know why. So they tried to do too much with Keith Lee in that main event. They tried to make it epic. They tried to make it really, you know, oh my God, he's going to do it. The struggle, come from behind against Roderick Strong. And even after last week in the ankle injury, I didn't really buy into him losing. I didn't buy into Keith Lee losing at all. I think it was pretty much a foregone conclusion that he was going to win the North American Championship. And when he did, it just fell flat. Because WWE, they almost ushered him out of the ring. You know, 1, 2, 3. Okay, you won your championship. Move on. Let's get to the next scene. And cue Imperium. And they come out and they brawl with the Undisputed Era. And they're selling Worlds Collide. So I felt like it took away from Keith Lee's big moment. And I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, if you guys have been watching me, I don't know why they just didn't save this for TakeOver. I hate the fact that this guy has come from being not even used on the show, and then he gets a title shot, wins it, and I'm like, he won it. Now he's the champion. So we'll go over what I thought of the match later on in the show and who I think he should feud with next. So that should be interesting. We got a super chat already. Jose Charles, let me go ahead and get this started and support this, he says. $5 super chat. Thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate that. Make sure you guys follow me on social media. You guys know the deal. At JD from NY206 on both Twitter and Instagram. I had a nice little heated rant on Twitter this morning. Apparently WWE changed the name of the Women's Championship in NXT. Now it's just called the NXT Championship, which is it's fucking mind-boggling to me. Like, why? Really? Let's fit the agenda. Let's force this propaganda down everybody's throat. Becky Lynch went out and said, what's with calling this the Women's Championship? Why isn't everybody equal? So she said it, and it shall be done, like she was fucking Gandalf the Grey. I don't understand that. She waved her magic wand, and all of a sudden, we have a name change for the Women's Championship. Now it's the NXT Championship. Like, I don't understand who the fuck supports this. How could you realistically get behind that and not come off sounding like a fucking complete idiot? It's so bizarre to me. If she has that much power, why doesn't she look at her own fucking roster and look at her own women's division and look at how they're being booked? Why doesn't she go to Vince McMahon and Creative and say, guys, our division sucks. Let's do something about it. If she had that much power, she should have put that energy towards that. No, we need to change the NXT Women's Championship. She's not even in NXT. The fuck does that have to do with Becky Lynch? Now I can't wait for Shayna Baszler to fucking snap her neck, to be honest with you. Anyway, feel like there's going to be a heated rant on Fridays off the script. I just feel it already. You know? So, again, follow me on social media. You guys get gems like that on social media. JD from NY206, that's on Twitter and Instagram. If you guys missed my AEW Dynamite review, Bash at the Beach, we got another super chat in here. Kem Cluck. Thank you, brother. You are the fucking GOAT. Who do you think is the next to be brought over from NXT? Well, we'll talk about that. If WWE is smart, they would have Matt Riddle win the Royal Rumble. But I told you they don't have the balls to do that, so I am not anticipating that whatsoever. Anyway, where was I? Dynamite. Bash at the Beach. We had Bash at the Beach Part 2 aboard the Jericho Cruise. I wish I was there. I'm here in the 25-degree fucking weather. Everybody's drunk over there. I'm sober. I don't like it. Things need to change. We got another super chat here. Ariel Sapphire. Hi, with a smiley face emoji. Hi, Ariel. Thank you for the $5 super chat. We got another one here. Bison News. Brah, JD on live? I almost fell off my chair. Keep up the good work. Hopefully I could be live a little bit more often, man. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Dynamite Reviews live. Go and check it out. It was almost an hour. Really just direct. Going over what I thought was a cool show aboard the Jericho Cruise. And today's sponsor is Audible. You guys know the deal. I won't waste your time. You guys want something for free? Free audiobook. Download the app, Audible, audibletrial.com/offthescript. It helps the show. It helps Audible. It makes me look good. You guys certainly are the best for supporting Audible, man. Thank you guys so very much for all that. And I cannot forget, we got 447 people in here. There should be 447 thumbs up. I don't fuck around with that shit, man. Hit the goddamn thumbs up. What the fuck are you waiting for? All it does is for you to take your mouse, and I got my Razer Lance head here. Take it's wireless. Scroll it over. Hit the thumbs up. It turns blue, and you guys are good to go. What the fuck's going on? What are you waiting for? Now, I might not even deserve your thumbs up. You might be here watching me. Oh, look at this fucking asshole. You know, but hit the thumbs up. It helps out the channel. You guys don't know how much it helps out the channel. It really does. And hit that subscribe button if you're new. I appreciate you. And if you want more news, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live on Fox, NXT Dynamite off the script, all that shit, every single day I am here. Let's talk about NXT, man. We got Undisputed Era versus the Grizzled Young Veterans. How great is the Grizzled Young Veterans, man? They are fucking awesome. Like, I have, ever since that first match that I seen with the Mustache Mountain at the first takeover. Unbelievable. I've been a fan of them ever since, man. But now they're here in NXT US, and they are absolutely killing it at Full Sail. Undisputed Era versus Grizzled Young Veterans. This was the one match that I was looking forward to. Actually, both of these tag team matches on last night's show I was looking forward to. This was not as good as I expected it to be. They were toned down a little bit. Last night's show was like a mini takeover show if you want to look at the card. They had this. They had the other tag team match in the Dusty Classic, Toni Storm and Io Shirai. They had the North American Championship match. Imperium was there. Undisputed Era was going at Imperium. It was crazy. It was crazy. And Finn Balor was even on the show. We got an appearance by Finn Balor. But this was a very good match, hot and heavy. O'Reilly and Zack Gibson started the match for their respective teams. Gibson slapped O'Reilly right across the face. And you got to love him, man. You got to love him. And O'Reilly did not take too kindly to that. Drake tagged in. Fish distracted him so that O'Reilly could work on the knee with a dragon screw in the ropes. Fish then swept his feet on the apron. Undisputed Era began to work him over. The ring was pretty much cut in half with the Undisputed Era doing what they do best. They are the best tag team that NXT has ever seen. The Revival might have something to say about that, but I am not the Revival. I am JD. But Undisputed Era will cut the ring off. And we're working on Drake with some offense, working over that leg. Drake was actually able to escape, and he got a jawbreaker on O'Reilly. Gibson tagged in, and the Grizzled Young Veterans would rally with some great tandem moves. Drake kicked O'Reilly's knee out with a basement dropkick, then he springboarded off Gibson's back, like Jeff Hardy off Matt Hardy's back, with a dropkick, and then we went to commercial break. Gotta love the fucking commercials, right? So, we come back from commercial. And we got some super chats coming here. I'm getting confused here, man. We go to commercial, but I'll read the super chats in a little bit. We go to commercial break with the Grizzled Young Veterans in control. The tandem offense continued throughout the break. They targeted O'Reilly. The show returned from break, and Cole got on the apron. Of course he did. Why wouldn't he? So they're all out there. Adam Cole is on the apron to distract the Grizzled Young Veterans enough to have O'Reilly make a tag. He made the hot tag to Fish. Fish cleaned house. Gibson tried to cut off Fish with a code breaker off the second rope, but he got caught in a knee bar. Drake assisted Gibson in grabbing the ropes to break the hold. Fish missed a moonsault, and the Grizzled Young Veterans double-teamed him for a near fall off of a brainbuster and a drop kick. That was actually a very nice sequence. Drake spilled over the ropes before falling victim to a flying knee off the apron from O'Reilly. After a blind tag and chasing the dragon, O'Reilly got a 2 count on Gibson. So everybody was in the ring. And a huge melee ensued because, of course, it would. So when everything stopped and everything calmed down, Drake and Fish were in the ring. And both Undisputed Era, O'Reilly and Fish had Drake in a 2-on-1 after all this chaos calmed down. Pop-up sidekicks to Drake. And out of nowhere, the theme song for Imperium played. Now, I love the Imperium theme song. I think it's one of the best, if not the best, in all of WWE right now. Mixed along with their entrance, it's absolutely epic. So Imperium's theme played over the PA system. So Fish and O'Reilly look at Imperium standing on that little podium above where Mauro Ranallo does commentary. They stop what they're doing in the second round of the Dusty Classic to pay attention to whatever's going on in the crowd on the stage. This is a 3-time NXT Tag Team Championship duo in O'Reilly and Fish, and they are that easily distracted? That's not what I look at when I look at the best tag team that NXT has ever seen. This was such a fucking Monday Night Raw ending that it literally made me, what the fuck? Seriously. They looked absolutely ridiculous. I cannot look at somebody straight in the face and tell me that there was not a better way to book this match or a better way to book this ending. That was awful. How are you going to have a team like these two guys get distracted? Oh, look, Imperium! Come on, dude. So they got distracted. They were in that little podium, like I said, right above Mauro Ranallo. Undisputed Era was distracted. The Grizzled Young Veterans capitalized with a ticket to mayhem. Drake then covered O'Reilly for the pinfall. Fucking lame ending, man. Absolutely lame ending. And the cherry on top of the cake for this ending is if you're smart enough, now not everybody is smart enough, if you're watching this and you're thinking ahead to Saturday night at Worlds Collide, you realize that the Undisputed Era and Imperium are in the main event of that show. The finals of the Dusty Classic, now they're not happening on Saturday night, they're happening on Wednesday next week. So I guess it really doesn't matter, but, you know, it would make sense for them not to win Undisputed Era here. So WWE kind of gave away the ending of this match by, you know, having the main event of Worlds Collide be Imperium and the Undisputed Era. Just a little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. But I thought this was a fine match for what it was. This is easily a takeover-esque match any day of the week. They obviously had to fit it for TV, and the ending was lame. The ending was very lame. Very unlike the Undisputed Era, and I don't like that, man. They got to stop doing that. Save that shit for Monday Night Raw. Seriously. We got some super chats here, man. We got a bunch of super chats. Holy shit. All right, we got Matt Eagle, $4.99. Shouldn't Becky focus on the dying women's roster on Raw instead of trying to kill NXT? Well, she didn't kill NXT. Nothing's going to kill NXT unless Vince McMahon wants to kill NXT. But yes, Becky should focus on her dying, non-existent, irrelevant women's division on Monday night. Yes, absolutely. The women's division on Monday night that has 4 women. And they somehow call it a division. Christian G16, $4.99 super chat, been a subscriber since your rants in Black Ops 2 Prime days. And every time you upload a video, I immediately watch if I'm not busy. You are the GOAT. Well, Christian, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that. Those Black Ops 2 days were epic. No longer can I blow my voice out over shitty video games. I'll just save that venom for WWE. Patrick Light, $4.99. Can you give a shout out to Benjamin Apri? He watches your shows all the time. Cheers. Well, shout out to Benjamin. This fucking goon. Benjamin, thank you so much for watching the show. And Patrick, thank you for the $5 super chat. Anthony, $4.99. You're the man, JD. Love your rants and your Kevin Dunn voice. Met you in Hooters during Mania weekend last year. Well, Anthony, thank you so much, brother. Hopefully, I will be able to do that again very soon. Don't know where, don't know when, but I loved meeting you guys. That was awesome. And I was there with Big Hodge. You guys know Big Hodge Media. He did the intro for Off the Script and Monday Night Raw. Mr. Dips, he's in charge of that. He's in Puerto Rico now celebrating his birthday with his girlfriend. So shout out to him and happy birthday to him. One of my good buddies. Jeremy with a $20 super chat, man. Looks like I picked the right day to work at home. Have a cold one on me for all your hard work, sir. Jeremy, thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate it. Kevin, $1.99. Love to hear your opinion on things. Keep it up. Thank you, brother. Darius, the official, $1.99. Watching the live stream at work. Don't get fired because of me. Jose Charles, $2. JD is completely over with the fans. I wish. Except in that small dark realm on social media where I'm fucking the most vilified individual. I'm like Seth Rollins to these fucking people. Steve, $2. I think that's UK currency. I'm not sure. I can't tell. I'm an idiot. This is for the Sephiroth behind you, JD. Good taste. Greatest villain in the history of video games. Don't even at me on that. And I can't wait for the remake. Moving on here, man. After the first match with the Dusty Classic and the Undisputed Era losing, Grizzled Young Veterans are in the second round. We go from that and Toni Storm. Toni Storm. She should wear gray for the rest of her career. She looks fantastic. Io Shirai. I know a ton of you guys are big on Io Shirai. I am as well. Hopefully she stays, but I will not argue if she decides to leave. She has hit her ceiling, no question, in WWE. Toni Storm, I see big things for her in WWE as long as she remains blonde. I think they'll fall in love with her on the main roster. Toni Storm and Io Shirai, this was actually a rematch of the Mae Young Classic from a couple of years ago, and where I was excited about that match when I first seen it. It only went 9 minutes. They didn't give those women the proper stage to really tell a great story in the, what was it, that Evolution pay-per-view? I think that was the Evolution pay-per-view. It went 9 minutes. 9 minutes, and then we got fucking 15 minutes of Nikki Bella and Ronda Rousey. Sure thing. But I was excited to see this. This is like a takeover match itself. This is like looking into the crystal ball and looking at what should be the NXT Women's Championship match. It could happen this year. Who knows? Hopefully Toni Storm is a regular on NXT US. So they grappled right from the bell, and they were going back and forth with an array of exchanges. Storm fired up on Shirai, went for a handshake, took her hand away like the troll that she is. Shirai countered by backflipping and showing her, okay, I'm going to show you what I can do, and then right into a missile dropkick. Landed Toni Storm right on her backside. Storm answered back with her own dropkick. Moments later, Shirai slid through the ropes. Storm hit the bottom rope, and Io caught Storm with a huge running high kick on the outside to gain advantage early on. Shirai chopped down Storm and grounded her with a chinlock. They exchanged strikes, and Shirai grabbed a handful of hair and slammed Toni to the mat. We go to commercial break. Gotta love the commercial breaks, man. Shirai with a double stomp off of a victory roll by Storm after the show returned from break, but Shirai would eat a boot for her running knees. So she went for the running knees like Io Shirai usually does, and she ate a big boot in the corner. Followed by a German suplex from Storm. Toni Storm has a beautiful German suplex. Storm gets a 2 count. Shirai countered Storm with an uppercut as she countered Storm 0, only for a lariat from Storm. Turned Shirai inside out, literally. Shirai sold that lariat very good. Storm blocked a Tiger Feint kick, so Io went for her Rey Mysterio, or she channeled her inner Rey Mysterio with the 619, a.k.a. the Tiger Feint kick, and dropkicked Shirai off the apron as Storm was going for a dive. Belair ran in to attack Storm for the DQ with the idea. Now, I didn't understand why this was happening. I still don't, I don't think. I tried to make sense of it all with the idea, and this is my idea, that she doesn't want to have Toni well enough going into Worlds Collide to take out Rhea Ripley, and that she wants to take out Rhea Ripley herself. So, I don't really understand that. So then Rhea comes out, cue her theme music, she makes the entrance and all like she's working a fucking match, and cut to the next scene, which is Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair battling in the ring. I don't understand this logic here. Like, if I am Bianca Belair and Toni Storm is fighting Io Shirai, I don't see why I have to interject myself in that. In fact, if I'm Bianca Belair, I want Toni Storm to win the title and beat Rhea Ripley. Because the way that they're building up Rhea Ripley, it's like she is the most dominant female in the entire company. Now, do you want to fight the most dominant female in the entire company, or do you want to fight Toni Storm? Doesn't make sense to me. If I'm Bianca, I'm taking Toni. Didn't really make any sense to me whatsoever. So Ripley came out and made the save, which I don't understand. I hate, there's something about just them coming out to their theme music and parading around. Oh, look at me. Oh, look at me. Just come out and fucking beat the shit out of her. You got to make a big spectacle out of it. So Ripley made the save. She brawled with Belair. Shirai sent them both out of the ring. And then she springboarded into an Acai moonsault. Storm then flew through the ropes with a tope suicida. And then I want you guys to look at the talent in this one segment alone and then look at AEW's women's division. Awful. Probably the best women's division that this company has ever seen. So Toni, after the tope suicida, she picked up the NXT title in the ring, held it, looked at it, she admired it, and she actually got booed for looking and picking up the NXT Women's Championship. Now, if there's a title change, I wouldn't mind on Saturday night. There will not be a title change, but she actually got booed. And that goes to show you how over Rhea Ripley is. So it's pretty interesting. So this one went to a DQ, and it was a decent match for what it was, but it ultimately set up the Worlds Collide match with Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm, and then Bianca Belair. They did some small teases and, you know, building towards the TakeOver Portland match with Bianca and Rhea Ripley. We got some more super chats, man. Yeah, I'm still wearing headphones, man. I think I look better wearing the headphones. I don't know why. We got some more super chats here, man. Let's see. Who did we last leave off with? Jeremy Smalls, $2. Eva Marie returned. What do you think? She's not returning. Absolutely not. Stay away forever. We got enough who mirror Eva Marie. We don't need another Eva Marie. Jacob Donnelly, $5. Hey, JD, do you think Lance Archer is a shoo-in for AEW? Well, after I talked about it and read the report from Justin Barrasso, it certainly looks like it. I tried to make sense of it. He could want to be in the United States and work for a major promotion before he quits and calls it a career. I don't know. Mark Pierce with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you, brother. Jacob Shockley, $5. JD, do you think Sting and The Undertaker will fight at WrestleMania this year? No, but I do think that's going to happen at a Saudi Arabian show. I do think that's going to. If they clear Edge, there's no reason why they're not going to clear Sting. That's my opinion on that. I hope I pronounce your name wrong. Sid Hant Jaja. They $1.99 super chat. Better ass, Toni Storm or Mandy Rose? Those who know me know my answer. X-Zone Vinny 3D with the $4.99 super chat. JD Live, a dislike should not even exist for Mr. YWC. I am the Messiah. Definitely listening to, love listening to the facts, he says. And Steve Winyard, $10. I feel like I hold back from fully investing in NXT as I know what awaits on Mondays and Fridays hurt too many times because when I invest in someone, I stay invested. And a broken heart emoji. How about you? Yeah, I know. Just wait till the Undisputed Era gets called up. All of your love for Undisputed Era goes right down the toilet when Vince McMahon takes them and breaks Roderick Strong away from the Undisputed Era and puts Bobby Fish in catering and Roderick Strong's on 205 Live. Right? And Kyle O'Reilly is just standing in the corner playing air guitar. And then Adam Cole is being buried by Roman Reigns. It's coming. Sooner or later, it's coming. Kathy Kelly interviewed Undisputed Era. They were all talking over each other in frustration about what Imperium did to them in the opening match. Adam Cole told everyone to calm down and that the most important thing right now is Keith Lee. They will worry about Imperium Saturday. Roderick Strong needs to retain his NXT North American Championship. So that's that. Eva Marie already returned, says Jesse. I see you, brother. Eva Marie already returned, he says, in the form of Britt Baker. Jesse says that Britt Baker is just as bad, if not worse, than Eva Marie. I don't know about that, man. Now, Eva Marie does excel in one thing, which is blatantly obvious, but I think Britt Baker is just a little bit better than Eva Marie in the ring. Joaquin Wilde versus Finn Balor. This was the next match, but before that, we got a great promo by Ilya Dragunov. Cut a promo saying, I heard you've been watching me, Finn. And I think you are right. One thing you missed is that I am driven, and I'm driven to beat you. When I hit you, it will feel like the sky is coming down on you at Worlds Collide. And I did one of these. Ooh, gotta love that line, man. When I beat you, everyone will believe Ilya Dragunov is not Finn Balor, but I am invincible. I will not miss. Awesome promo. When I look at Dragunov, I see Finn Balor. They're like mirror images of one another. And the guy's intensity is like fucking Zangief from Street Fighter. It's fucking awesome. That was a great promo. Guy's a complete stud. And I can see him absolutely moving on from NXT UK. Ulysses Smith. I've been waiting for a JD off the script live stream, and hopefully it's a permanent thing. If it wasn't for you, JD, I would not care about WWE at all. Thank you so much, man. I'm not going to be live all the time like some other people in the community. It's not my thing. I don't want to ruin the integrity of the channel, but I do want to incorporate some live streams into the overall schedule, eventually. So, Joaquin Wilde versus Finn Balor. Finn Balor wrestling on NXT TV. Now, we haven't seen it that often. It feels special that he's being treated in the way that he is, so when he shows up, oh, it's Finn Balor. I'm happy to see Finn Balor. When we see something like this, it's not too much or overwhelming, and I love how they have booked him so far in NXT. What in the fuck was Joaquin Wilde wearing? I don't know. He looked like something out of the Alien fucking franchise. All I needed was for Ridley Scott to put him in the next Alien movie. Now, Beth Phoenix mentioned on commentary about what he wears. It's very different, and it's a wardrobe throwback to his DJ days. Whatever. He got buried. Balor took Wilde down to start, put the boots to him, and that was pretty much it. Drop kick, missile drop kick, running drop kick, wrecking ball drop kick, whatever you want to call it. Balor made the gun, hand signal, drop kick in the corner, coup de grace, 1916, and that was it. Squash. Not butternut squash. I love butternut squash. But a squash in pro wrestling. Buried. Joaquin Wilde buried on NXT. All for Finn Balor to build towards Ilya Dragunov on Saturday night. Kathy Kelly caught up to Shayna two-time. Shayna two-time Baszler, asking about Shotzi Blackheart eliminating her from the Battle Royal last week. Shotzi is going to be one of my favorite in NXT. I just feel it. She's got something that I really like. Shotzi thinks she made a statement last week. She says what she did was end her career before it even got started. Nightmares always give way to reality. I am going nowhere. I'm going through every woman in that locker room, including Shotzi, and I'm going to be Shayna 3-time. I doubt that's going to happen. That is what we call a red herring, folks. We'll talk about that in a second. I got another super chat. Robert Heller, $5 super chat. What happened to Eric Bugenhagen? It's been a year since he made his one and only TV appearance. I don't know, man. All I know is if I make my way down to Full Sail at some point this year, I want to interview Eric Bugenhagen. I think they moved him to Evolve to kind of get some work. And if that's the case, I think Evolve is coming to Queens in New York at the end of February. And I kind of want to go to that if he's on the show. Just to say what's up to him. He's following me on social media. He cut an intro for Off the Script that I never used. That my good friend Kedrick in Orlando got. Because he works around that area. And he met Bugenhagen. He got Bugenhagen to do an Off the Script intro. But Bugenhagen and I have very similar taste in music. So I'd love to interview him and get his take on his musical preference. And maybe wrestling. But yeah, I agree. He needs to be on TV. But hopefully with him being moved to Evolve and working in Evolve, that paves way to him being on TV. And I knew that was going to happen with guys like Bugenhagen. 2 hours on USA with NXT competing against AEW. They're going to use who they have to use to compete. And all those guys that we were used to seeing on the 1 hour show on the network, you're not going to be seeing them anymore. And that's the negatives of them going to 2 hours and countering AEW. Shayna Baszler and Shotzi Blackheart. This was good. 6 minutes. Lasted longer than I expected. Baszler was being a bully, as always, and Blackheart fought back. Blackheart did some springboard spots in the ropes. Baszler then threw her over the top rope like it was a battle royal, just as a ha. You threw me over the top rope last week. I got you this week, even though it wasn't a battle royal. So Shotzi was doing her best to stand toe-to-toe with Shayna. Shayna reversed the Kirifuda clutch quickly. DDT by Shotzi. Clothesline by Shotzi, but Shayna hit a forearm to Shotzi. Step up Enziguri by Shotzi. Then she slammed Shayna to the mat face first. Hit a running senton cannonball as Baszler was draped over the second turnbuckle. Out to the apron, Shotzi dropped back and hit Shayna's neck on the apron with a sliced bread. She actually catapulted herself off the steel post. Sliced bread on the ring apron. Looked good. It sounded good. Moro sold the moment. Great stuff. It actually gave Shotzi a moment where people believed she was going to win this match. And mixed with Shayna and everybody thinking Shayna's going to move up and be in the Royal Rumble, win the Royal Rumble, it could have been a believable moment. Baszler went into the ring, and Shotzi went up top. She came off the top and fell right into the Kirifuda clutch, as if the sliced bread on the hardest part of the ring did absolutely nothing to stop Shayna at all. She held off for a surprisingly long time, and Shayna had to roll into the corner, or actually she rolled into the center of the ring to finish. After the belt, Shayna wouldn't let go for a moment and soaked up the booze. So Blackheart executed the sliced bread on the apron. She climbed up to the turnbuckles, leapt into a senton. She got caught, and then Baszler got her in the middle of the ring. And she eventually tapped out, but she lasted in the Kirifuda clutch. She fought, and there was a moment there where she was on her hands and knees trying to get out of the Kirifuda clutch, and Baszler did not have the hold properly applied. She had it applied with only one arm. And then when she finally locked it in 2 arms, she choked her out, and then Shotzi tapped out. But the fact that she struggled to possibly break free, and they gave you that little glimpse of how much fight that she has to try and break away from the Kirifuda clutch, that is all you really need. That is a moment that they gave Shotzi. They didn't have to give Shotzi. They gave her that moment as a way to tell you that they believe in her and that she's going to be a big deal in NXT. They got plans for Shotzi in NXT. Now, Shayna can talk all she wants about staying in NXT and not going anywhere and beating all the women to become Shayna 3-time, but the Battle Royal last week was the biggest tease of them all. She had 5 eliminations in that Battle Royal. What do you think she's getting ready for? Isn't there a big battle royal coming up on Sunday called the Royal Rumble? 5 eliminations last week is only going to pave way for Shayna having possibly double the amount of eliminations on Sunday night. Now, her saying she isn't going anywhere is what they call, quote-unquote, trying their best to hide the blatantly obvious. Shayna is not going to be in NXT. And Shayna is loved by Triple H so much that she really kind of bypassed losing and then going to the main roster like everybody usually does. So she's winning, and I love that because she's going to keep momentum. She's going to be winning on her way to the Royal Rumble. She's going to win the Royal Rumble. She's going to tap Becky out at WrestleMania, and she's going to beat Shayna one time on Monday Night Raw. Can't wait. So, like I said, the tease with her throwing Shotzi over the top rope is also another tease for the Royal Rumble. If she isn't in the Royal Rumble, I'd be shocked. They did that tease with Shotzi going over the top rope as if it was a battle royal. Shayna wins Sunday. Shayna wins the Royal Rumble Sunday. Now, she's not a confirmed competitor in the Rumble, but I'm going with Shayna anyway. I've said this 5 other fucking times. Shayna's getting called up every single time. They have done the opposite. I'm not changing my mind this time. I'll gladly be wrong for a fucking 6th time because everybody's saying the same thing I'm doing. Or everybody's saying the same thing I'm saying. So, outside that, Shotzi looked good. Lasted 7 minutes with Shayna. She battled it out briefly with the clutch being fully applied. And, you know, when you're given a spot like that, like I said, good showing. And she definitely has plans for her in NXT. She's going to be a major player for that women's division sooner rather than later. Angel Garza was interviewed by Kathy Kelly on his fatal 4-way match for Worlds Collide. He said he doesn't care who it is from NXT UK. It could be anyone. And especially he doesn't care if it's Isaiah Swerve Scott. He says, I mean, look at me. And he's looking at the Cruiserweight Championship. He thinks it's his house. I'm going to show him that it's the Latino's house. Now, I don't know about you guys. I love Angel Garza, man. The guy absolutely fucking drips prick. I love it. The guy is so cocky and so confident, man. I said it from the first day I seen him when he came out. This is the next version of Eddie Guerrero. Sky's the limit if they know what they're doing with that guy. He is the next Eddie Guerrero. He's not going to be the next Eddie Guerrero. Nobody's going to be Eddie Guerrero, but for someone to follow in that line, he's it. I don't give a shit what anybody says. We got more super chats here, man. Let's see what happens. We ended with Robert Heller talking about my boy Bugenhagen. Renzo Duckworth, I watch you every week. Big fan from Mississippi. Thank you for the $2 super chat, brother. Adam, do you think Alex Riley will be a good fit in NXT if he returns to WWE? Absolutely not. Stay away. Now, I think he was interviewed by Chris Van Vliet recently. I did not watch that interview. I might catch up with that a little bit later in the week. Delmar, $4.99. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal will be flooded with stars like Ricochet, Viking Raiders, because Vince has too much talent to fit on the WrestleMania 36 card. Not everybody needs to be on WrestleMania. I say it every year. And what happens to the Viking Raiders now that they lost the Tag Team Championship? Is anybody asking that question? No. Dead. Might as well move them back down to NXT where they actually need tag teams and appreciate tag teams. Ulysses Smith with another $5 donation. If there's any way, what do you think can make NXT successful if they go on the road to compete with AEW and also not to ruin the appeal of TakeOver? Nothing. NXT should not be on the road. Only what they're doing now. These little auditoriums around the Orlando area. That's it. Or up the coast of Florida. That's it. Do not take NXT on the road. I don't want to see NXT in a different venue at all. Full Sail is Full Sail and NXT is Full Sail. Simple. I do not want the appeal of these 6 TakeOver shows every year to be jeopardized because they need to compete with AEW. No sense. By the way, any hope of a collab with BC amplified? I don't know. Hopefully soon I'll be drinking again with BC. He's very cool, and he is quite the character when you're sharing a cold beverage with him. Him and I think alike, and maybe. When the stars align, maybe. You guys know how I don't really like working with anybody. I like working by myself, so we'll see what happens. PJ McNair, $1.99, big fan. Thank you for keeping it real, bro. Thank you, brother, for the super chat. Mikey Ozone, $5. I'm going to buy Matt Hardy condoms because he keeps getting screwed over by Bad Crave. Don't worry. He will be the exalted one in the Dark Order sooner rather than later, and no condoms will be needed. AEW will take care of him completely. Hopefully. Hopefully he doesn't resign. Michael Cuomo, $5 super chat. Is Johnny Gargano staying in NXT just like Tommaso Ciampa, or is he inevitably main roster bound? I hope he stays in NXT. I don't want to see him on the main roster. Greg, $5 super chat. Love the podcast. JD, been a subscriber for a few years now. Keep it up, man. Thank you so much, brother. Ulysses, thank you so much, man, with the fucking super chats. Holy shit. Another $5 super chat. Do you think maybe WWE will showcase the NXT Championship or the NXT title at WrestleMania this year? There's no TakeOver WrestleMania weekend. There is a TakeOver WrestleMania weekend. It's TakeOver Tampa. It was already announced, and the logo for TakeOver Tampa is the best NXT TakeOver logo ever. So I assume that we get Adam Cole losing the title to Ciampa there, and the final piece will fall. Or maybe, I don't know, Killer Cross comes in and Tommaso Ciampa doesn't win the NXT Championship back. I don't know. Because I'm hearing rumors of him talking to Triple H, and I would not move him to the main roster because I think that's a mistake. Ulysses Smith, another $10 donation. Holy shit, bro. Off-topic question. Sort of, but who do you think is the best Asian wrestler between NXT and AEW as far as in-ring skills and looks? Mine is Hikaru Shida or Kairi Sane. I could be biased. Hikaru Shida is my favorite female in AEW, but I'm going with Io Shirai. That is my pick on that. Moving on. We got 608 viewers in here. Thank you so much, man. What's going on with the likes? 394 likes. On 394? There's 605 fucking people in here. What do you got? No thumbs? You got no fingers? You got no hands? Take the mouse and hit the fucking thumbs up! Cretins. Thank you. I appreciate it. Moving on. Match of the night, in my opinion. Matt Riddle, Pete Dunne, the Broserweights versus Imperium. Marcel, Barthel, and Fabian Aichner. Now, I don't know what you guys think of Imperium, man. They are the NXT version of The Bar. I think they're fucking great. Probably one of the best tag teams in all of WWE. I'd say top 3 at this moment. I go Imperium, in no particular order. Imperium, Grizzled Young Veterans, and Undisputed Era. Those are my top 3. Oh, but JD, what about the Usos? Or the New Day? Fuck them. Fuck them. I take Barcel. I take Aichner and Barthel any day over the week. Or any day of the week. Dunne and Aichner started the match with a quick pace, almost with a sense of urgency. So they knew that they were going up against Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle, and they needed to just go out there and try and win quick. Barthel tags in. Imperium with some quick tags that helped ground Pete Dunne. Not for long. Dunne caught Aichner with a wicked lariat. Riddle tagged in, some double team with Dunne, an assisted twisting bro, nailed Imperium with some gut-wrench suplexes as well. Barthel blocked a Broton, and Imperium looked to target Riddle. Dunne tagged in, quick to run wild with some offense before getting a near fall on a crucifix bomb that looked absolutely ridiculous in a great way, in the best way possible. Dunne stomped on Aichner's hands, joint manipulation, and he moonsaulted off the apron onto Barthel. He delivered an X-Plex on the apron to Aichner. So Dunne met with Walter face-to-face. Now, they have a history. Walter took the title off Pete Dunne, the NXT UK title. So that was merely a distraction. He didn't lay a hand on Pete Dunne, but Dunne was sent crashing into the steps by Barthel with a wicked European uppercut before Aichner took control, and we went to the dreaded commercial break. Back from commercial, Dunne landed a forearm to Barthel as he flew off the second rope. Dunne was close to making the tag, but he was cut off. There was what looked to be a botch. I think it was a botch. I could be wrong, but it looked like a botch to me. On that corner spot that he usually does, Pete Dunne flips off the turnbuckle, a la Daniel Bryan. Looked to be a botch. And then Dunne realized he was not going to execute it the way he usually does, so he went to go sell his knee instead, which is the sign of a consummate professional. Riddle on the hot tag took over. He ran wild suplexes, running brotons. Fisherman busted to Aichner. He and Dunne were doing some double team kicks. Then they had a miscue when they were going for their finishing move. Riddle was posted into the steel post, and he was hit with a double team running drop kick by Imperium. Riddle answered back to hit Imperium with double knee strikes, and then he tagged out to Pete Dunne. Quick tags, quick offense here. Dunne was about to run wild when Imperium hit him with a wheelbarrow DDT combo for a near fall. That looked ridiculous. Riddle jumped in to break the count with a running knee to Barthel. Dunne counted a suplex to apply a wrist lock on Aichner. Riddle then applied an ankle lock to Barthel. Riddle and Dunne were looking strong with the double potential tap outs. So that was cool. Double spear, followed by the double spear by the Broserweights. Riddle, then with a jackhammer for a 2 count on Aichner. Chance of Goldberg. Riddle up top, going for floating bro. Aichner with some sick chops. However, Riddle was soon given a brainbuster by Aichner. So he got thrown off the top rope, and Aichner caught him off the top rope, and they gave him a brainbuster. Imperium went for the European bomb on Riddle. Riddle reversed out of the European bomb, used a Rana to counter the power bomb, and then Riddle delivered a German suplex out of midair. Unbelievable. Riddle then with a series of strikes that set up the finish. Riddle tagged Dunne, and they executed a knee strike enziguri combo on Aichner, almost like a double bro to sleep, per se. And that was it. Dunne covered Aichner for the pinfall. The finals are now set for the Dusty Classic next Wednesday. It's not happening on Saturday, which I thought it was. It's Dunne and Riddle, the Broserweights, versus the Grizzled Young Veterans. Awesome. Can't wait to see what happens there. I think Dunne and Riddle win, and I think Dunne and Riddle take the tag team titles off of the Undisputed Era, and then another piece of the Undisputed Era prophecy is broken. And all that remains is Cole and Ciampa. And then Cole is obviously losing the world title, and then on to the main roster they go on the Raw after WrestleMania to feud with the Monday Night Messiah. That is my prediction. So Zack Gibson comes out with a microphone. We have our Dusty Classic finals. Grizzled Young Veterans versus Riddle and Dunne. The Jokers, he says. Joint manipulation. Now, did he mean joint manipulation like Pete Dunne joint manipulation, or did he mean joint manipulation? I don't know. Knowing Zack Gibson, he probably meant the second one. Whatever you're calling yourself nowadays. But Pete, I want to address you directly, he says. The Full Sail neckbeards believe you are the best thing to come from NXT UK, but you are the most selfish. Every time we wanted to take the next step in our careers, you've been there to ruin it. We're going to take this trophy back to Liverpool. Riddle gets on the microphone and says, bro, I don't know what you even said. Something about manipulating a joint. Then I stopped listening and started daydreaming, bro. It's exactly what he said. And you don't want this man in the Royal Rumble eliminating Brock Lesnar? After this promo, how could you look me in the face and say, JD, I think you're wrong about Matt Riddle winning the Royal Rumble. I don't think that's a good idea. You fucking kidding me? Just by this promo alone, I want to see him and Heyman go at it on Monday Night Raw. So there was chance of Riddle's going to smoke you. There you go. Somewhere RVD is listening, smiling with Katie Ford's tits in his face. Dunne took the microphone, and while you were up in the clouds, Riddle, these two just reminded you that every time these two have stepped in the ring with me, they've lost. And next week, guess what? You lose. And the Broserweights walk out with that trophy, bro. Ooh, Pete Dunne throwing the bro in there, man. You gotta love it. Awesome. I can't wait for the match. Chris Madden, I just answered your question, bro. Thank you for the super chat. Who you think takes the tag team titles of Undisputed Era? Riddle and Pete Dunne. Kevin, love the reviews. $5 super chat. The best. Going to my first WrestleMania this year. First live show for me. Keep up the great work, JD. NXT, baby. You're going to WrestleMania, bro? I'm sorry. If it's your first, great. Make it your only one. 8 hours? I don't envy anybody. But have a good time. I appreciate it. Robert Heller, $5. Who do you think will be a bigger star on the main roster? Austin Theory or Killer Cross? Or would Vince ruin both? Vince would ruin his fucking breakfast in the morning. Give me a break. Austin Theory has it. He's the next star in WWE. Ulysses Smith with $10. Even though I know you probably don't want to see anyone leave NXT, but just to fantasy book per se, who would you most likely want to see in AEW that is in NXT now? One male, one female star. I don't want anybody to leave NXT. But to fantasy book, who would you likely want to see in AEW that is in NXT now? Geez, that's I would probably say that is a tough one. I could see Adam Cole in AEW. I think he'd be great. Him and Kenny Omega going at it for the world title. Take my money. And a female star, I'd love to see Io Shirai. Instead of going to New Japan or going to Stardom and being closer to Evil in New Japan that she's engaged to, I'd love to see Io Shirai in AEW. I think she'd kill it over there. Ulysses again with another $5. Thank you so much for today, brother. You're killing it with the super chats. If WWE can like and give Jeff Hardy so many chances, but not push Matt Riddle to the moon is beyond me. Matt Riddle will be pushed. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about Matt Riddle. If they don't push him, then this company is forever lost. All right, guys, closing up here. We got Keith Lee and Roderick Strong for the North American Championship. This was the main event of NXT last night. Kind of fell flat, like I mentioned in the beginning. So Keith Lee came out, Roderick Strong came out. They had the big introductions, big championship match. Undisputed Era's in Roderick Strong's corner. Strong went right for Lee's leg to take the big man down because that was the issue last week with the steel chair. So he couldn't do it. And he slapped Keith Lee right across the face. The look on Keith Lee's face was absolutely hilarious. Unbelievable. Why would you do that? I don't get it. So Lee was a complete fucking monster right from the outset. He started throwing Strong around the ring like a rag doll. He threw him 80% across the ring from the opposite corner. We went to commercial break. Back from commercial, Lee was still in control. Big crossbody to Roderick Strong. Undisputed Era surrounded Lee at ringside, yelling at him. Lee was distracted. He was going to get back in the ring, and then Adam Cole must have said something to him, so he went back outside, and that was long enough for Strong to make a strike with a wrecking ball drop kick. Lee sold his ankle as Strong targeted the ankle. He sandwiched Lee's leg in the ring steps and went after the angle that he attacked last week with the steel chair. So he went for a cover, 0 count, because Keith Lee kicked out at a 0. Strong then went to apply a half crab of sorts, working on the ankle in the ring. So Strong continued to target the ankle. Lee got a small glimmer of hope here, where he sent Strong sailing over the top rope after a couple of bonsai drops, and that was to injure the ankle some more. Strong, a moment later, went back to targeting the ankle, clamped down, would not let go. Offense, offense, offense on the ankle. Running train of forearms by Roderick to Keith Lee. Another commercial break. Can't really get into these matches with all these fucking commercial breaks, man. I hate it. Even when they're picture-in-picture, I still can't stand the commercials. Lee fought back, began to come back as the show returned, limping on that destroyed ankle. Lee with the one-handed spine buster, which looked beautiful. Strong rolled to the outside. Lee went to throw him back into the match. Bobby Fish interfered by hitting Lee in that injured ankle, swept him off the ring apron. Strong with a 2 count off the DDT that came because of Fish's interference. Both men traded strikes. That led to a double down. Both men are down. Lee got up, climbed the ropes. Strong cut him off. Avalanche Olympic Slam. It looks sloppy, but being that Keith Lee is over 300 pounds, you got to give Strong credit for even attempting this move. Olympic Slam, Avalanche Olympic Slam off the top. Lee still kicked out and sat up with Strong in his arms and threw him away. Lee hulked up, delivered a pounce that sent Strong over the ropes. Again, if Keith Lee's not in the Royal Rumble and I don't see somebody being pounced over the fucking top rope, I'm going to be very upset. It sells itself. I'd love to see him pounce Lesnar over the fucking top rope. Get him in the Rumble. Get Riddle in the Rumble. We'll talk about that on Off the Script on Friday or Saturday. So, he flew to the outside. The Undisputed Era down below caught him. Lee with a near fall off a huge lariat, kept selling his ankle. Forget the ankle. He climbed the top rope. He said, fuck the ankle. He went for a moonsault. He missed. Strong grapevine the leg with a Kurt Angle ankle lock. Say that fucking 10 times fast. Morrow said the bottom rope might as well be light years away. Selling the effects of this ankle lock, Lee was able to get to the ropes. Undisputed Era caused a distraction as they jumped on the apron. Lee picked them off one by one, but he was left wide open for a jumping knee strike. Single leg dropkick, 2 count by Roddy. Lee managed to catch Strong in a fireman's carry and then power slam Strong with that jackhammer, and that was it. Keith Lee wins the North American Championship, and he gets his little moment to shine on the ramp, held the belt over his head, and then out comes Imperium after Lee exited. They got in the ring to square off with Undisputed Era. Walter rolled his sleeves up. That's a scary sight in itself. Nobody wants to fuck with him. Big brawl. Walter chopped Adam Cole so hard that the crowd at Full Sail started to chant, holy shit. Not only did he sell it, but my God, it sounded like a fucking shotgun blast to Adam Cole's face. That's how loud it was. Go back and rewatch it. Unbelievable. And that was the way NXT went off the air on USA last night. I didn't like the ending, though I liked the outcome. I thought the ending was a little flat because of Imperium and Undisputed Era and them selling Worlds Collide. It kind of took away from Keith Lee's moment. This is why I've been saying, what is the rush? Keith Lee doesn't have any other opponents. Roddy was the only guy. You could have did it at TakeOver in front of 10,000 people, and it would have been a lot better, and all of it would have focused on Keith Lee. They did it at Full Sail. They did the title change, and they got things going a little bit quicker than I expected them to. So it fell flat. To me, it fell flat. The outcome was great. Keith Lee deserves the North American Championship after the momentum he has built for himself, and I'm glad to see that's still happening. But I would have done it at TakeOver, me personally, at TakeOver instead of on NXT last night in front of fucking 400 people at Full Sail, with it not even being the main thing that happened. It was all about Imperium and Undisputed Era. Now, who do I think Keith Lee feuds with for the North American Championship? I do think Keith Lee is still inevitably getting called up. I think this is him and his momentum and them capturing it, and they're going to transfer that to somebody else. The only other person on the roster I could see, there's two guys. One, Damian Priest. I'm not really all that big into Damian Priest. I need to see more. And I need to see him in something a little bit more important than what he's been in. But the other guy, my top pick for Keith Lee, is going to be Cameron Grimes. They're grooming him for something. Cameron Grimes and Keith Lee, that's a 5-star classic waiting to happen. I think Grimes eventually takes the title of Keith Lee. Keith Lee gets brought up. And goodbye to his career on the main roster. That's what I think there. We got some last-minute super chats here. Let's see. Matt Eagle, 199, joint manipulation promo put a smile on my face. Me too. I don't know why he is not being picked to win the Royal Rumble. He's absolutely perfect for it. Him and Lesnar at WrestleMania, I would book it within a fucking heartbeat. $2 super chat here to Top Ramen. What number would you have Riddle in the Rumble? I don't know. I would have Riddle in there, probably in the middle. Around 15, 16 mark, he comes out. Lesnar's eliminated everybody. Just picture Diesel back in the day where he eliminated everybody and he is just kind of waiting for people to come out. And I would have Lesnar in the ring like that. And Riddle would come out, you hear that music go off, crowd goes crazy. Him and Lesnar go battle it out until the next guy comes in, which would be Keith Lee. That's the way I do it. I don't know. So I would have him coming around 15 or 16 and him one-on-one with Lesnar just for that 90 seconds. Justice, $4.99. You're awesome, bro. One of your biggest fans and love all your reviews. I barely even watch anymore. Just watch your reviews to stay up to date and stay awesome. Thank you so much, brother. We got Indigo. Thank you so much, brother. Much respect, 100%. Thank you for all you do. $2 super chat. Chef Ramen, what number would you have Lee come in? 30 maybe? No, I kind of answered your question before even seeing it. I had Riddle 15, Lee 16. Ulysses, $20 super chat. I had to mention this since it came to thought to get your opinion. If 2K does any more WWE games, I guess I'm done playing WWE games. My little brother got 2K20 for Xmas. I played it once and haven't since. I didn't even buy it. Fuck it. Sucks. Chris Madden, $2.99. What video games do you play? I'm new to your channel, Chris. I was big on Call of Duty, but Modern Warfare sucks. I'm huge into Destiny. Destiny 2. My PlayStation right now is in the shop. I'll get it back on Saturday, hopefully. But I'm a big action-adventure guy like Uncharted, God of War, Last of Us. I'm a big Nintendo guy, too. I just got to finish playing Luigi's Mansion, which was excellent. Zelda, Final Fantasy. I'm a big action adventure guy, like Tomb Raider, that type of shit. And then RPG, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, shit like that. Void, $4.99 super chat. How would you ever consider doing a setup, or would you ever consider doing a setup video tour? Yeah, not in this place, though. Someday soon, hopefully. I'd love to see your Funko collection, figure collection. Favorite fast food joint, bro. I do not eat fast food. I stay away from that. Not good at all. Ulysses Smith, $5 super chat. MVP of the day, Ulysses Smith. Holy shit. EA Sports or Rockstar Games need to make WWE games. That's not their thing. Maybe EA, but it needs to be in the hands of the people that made No Mercy. Just give me a game like that, I'll be good to go. Delmar. Titus Catering and the Colognes now have a partnership going on with the Iconics. They are now selling timeshare in Puerto Rico since being off Raw for 2 months. Yes, they do. And Ulysses Smith, what's this about the NXT Women's Championship? I don't know. I'm not even going to rant on it here. I'll save it for the podcast on Friday. It fucking sickens me that everybody needs to push their agenda and push their propaganda. There's divisions for a reason. You got a men's division, And you got a women's division. You got a cruiserweight division. You got a mid-card. You got a tag team division. Fuck this equality, man. Everybody's equal in general. So let me go out there and call the WNBA the NBA. It's not. Let me go and call the NXT Women's Championship the NXT Championship. No, the NXT Championship is what Adam Cole has. Rhea Ripley has the NXT Women's Championship. Very simple concept. I know people are going to back this, but I don't find any reason to back it whatsoever, and I will never stop calling it the Women's Championship. Guys, I'm getting out of here. Thank you so very much for all your support on the podcast. Make sure you guys follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you're new. Very important, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think down below of all the news and the review for NXT last night. Hit that thumbs up. It helps out the channel immensely. And I will see you guys on Friday for Off the Script. And we got a lot to go over, man. Big Royal Rumble weekend. We're going to talk about the Rumble, the matches, the predictions, the news and rumors, the ratings. All your news coming out of Raw and SmackDown on Monday and Friday. News coming out of NXT, AEW. Ton of shit going into Friday show as always. Should be another 2 hours of content. So thank you guys so very much for all that. And another super chat here. Ulysses Smith. Holy shit, bro. One more and I'm getting out of here. Random fun question for you, bro. Marry, fuck, kill. Only pick women from wrestling. Mine is Kairi Sane, Io Shirai. You got to give me some fucking options, bro. Toni Storm is the only one I'd pick for marry. Fuck Alexa Bliss. Kill Eva Marie. Or Britt Baker if you're Jesse. I'm getting out of here, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys on Off the Script.